Ladies and gentlemen, boys and thank you for listening. This is Paul. This is the Rant Supply Podcast. This is going to be a really brief version. I'm going to talk really fast. I'm going to do my best interpretation of a dude talking really, really fast. So, anyway, I want to address very specifically the issue of the walkouts the other day. And just the gun control NRA media blitz issue that has gone crazy. So here is the bottom line of what I see as objective. Conservative media, specifically what I saw with Tucker Carlson, who, by the way, I think is fantastic for the most part, but I think that what he had said about this was that the left-wing gun nuts, or however he put it, which I'm sure he didn't use gun nuts because he's a lot more, anyway, gun control nuts, whatever. We're all a bit crazy one way or the other, but those who would like to see increased gun control, and the adults who are pushing this agenda are using these kids. All right, so we shouldn't be insulting these kids. And teenagers and whatever. I think that even down to the elementary school kids, I think that it's a great thing, a very positive thing as a nation that these kids are taking some type of a political stance. I think that it is sad that, yes, this is generally speaking being pushed by adults, but guess what, people? Watching adults is how kids learn. And let's hope that they learn that, in this case, some of the adult views are just crap. And that's something that, I hope that every generation improves upon the one before. But there is an education gap here in who some people are and what they are and things like that. The NRA, I've said this before, they are defending a constitutional right. They are the most instrumental group in the history of firearms in the education of the public in general. On firearm usage, and the safety of it. Attacking the NRA, yes, the NRA has had some mishaps in the past here and there in I guess, their image. But that's been helped along very, very readily and very handily by a media who is very much under the thumb of certain idealistic people, who are influential folks who have an unrealistic view as to what would occur if the gun rights of law-abiding citizens were just taken away, bygone. Well, it is unrealistic to think that criminals will not continue to readily obtain firearms when it doesn't appear that automatic weapons are too terribly difficult to get for career criminals, because they were outlawed quite a long time ago. And I've personally seen AK-47s, MAC-10s, things like this. This was a while ago, but criminals will get illegal things because they don't recognize the authority or care about the authority of the law that they're breaking. It's simple. If someone, especially in this situation, the Florida shooting, it's tragic, it's horrible, but you have to, if you're going to be respected and given the respect and recognition of having a valuable, substantive opinion that matters and should be recognized. You have to honor the obligation that comes with that, which is to then recognize yourself that each and every other person has those same rights. If you want to debate the issue, if you want to be political about it, fine, perfect. Debate the issue. But follow a couple simple rules about debate, because the art of debate has been lost to most people. First rule: abide by your time, take your turn, allow the other person to take their turn. Avoid an emotional battle, because how you feel about something is not a solution, and politics is not counseling. No one is politically going to make you feel better, because that's not how it works. We need solutions. We need things that are going to impact problems. Now, yes, I think it's great that kids are getting involved politically. I think that in general, people who are for more gun control don't understand that there's plenty, but the laws have to be enforced. You can't have an inept system, which most systems have become. Bureaucracy is insane. Look toward the many levels of management that exist in any corporation. The financial quagmire of any corporation and its various levels of employment are usually pretty humorous. But anyway, the whole thing that has to be recognized here is that the views that are being put on display through these walkouts, it's a valid view if and only if you can defend it, if you can define and defend it. What would you like to do? What would you like to see as an outcome? Are you willing to discuss what else is possible? Are you willing to discuss what lines are not going to be crossed by those who oppose your view? Are you willing to concede that just because someone does not agree with your view, that is not a moral disagreement? That is a policy disagreement. If you can't concede that most people don't want more violence, more bloodshed, specifically of children, then you're just being unrealistic. And if you're going to behave childishly, then by definition, you should not be recognized as an adult. You should not, your opinion on this matter, I guess, no, it doesn't hold value. It doesn't have weight, because unless you can have a fact-based debate respectfully with someone who would be bound under the same rules and obligations as you, to then debate you on the pros and cons of your argument, and as it were, typically have a counter argument. And then from there, once you've heard each other and you've given each other the basic levels of respect of hearing one another out, I think it's a really good thing to point out the positive things in someone else's point of view. But this is something that needs to happen. You have a media of clowns. You have politicians who are clowns. They are entertainers. I wish they were mimes, most of them, because then they wouldn't speak and they wouldn't influence anyone and make anyone and hope, think that this is normal, acceptable behavior, because it's not. The level of, oh my God, it's been, let's just put it this way. The newscasters should be the ones getting awards, Academy Awards this year, for their portrayal of shocked and offended, hard-hitting journalists. When you guys shovel political crap, that's what you do. You try to pile it up on other people. That's your job. You do it very, very well. And I'm sorry, I don't mean for that to be mean, but the right and the left they despise one another and have lost the ability to objectively state when the other side has done a positive, or their side has done a negative, or make any reasonable value comparisons. The fact that anyone on the left cannot understand at this point why this Russian collusion nonsense, which there has yet to be a shred of evidence for in any way, shape, or form, is not the same as, say, uranium-1 or whatever. Why? Because this is just someone said one day. Okay? That's what the Russian collusion crap is. Someone said it, other people believed it. And being just how it all worked out, ended up in Congress, and they've looked at this from every different angle, and it hasn't just been Robert Mueller. He's only been the latest in at least 4 different investigations that have existed. None of them have found shit. They've spent a ton of our money. Do you think they're going to find anything? No. But that's the thing, is that you have to ask questions of any source, because everyone's got an agenda. Mine just simply is ask more questions. If we want to improve this society, if we want to improve our relationships, we need to ask more questions. And bottom line, we need to respect one another. So, to all the kids that are coming out, politically in favor of further gun control, hey, I salute you, good luck, but define and defend your argument. And if your argument can't stand up under critique and scrutiny, and you cannot play out the well, what if game satisfactorily, like what does happen? Will you go door to door to collect firearms? If that's the case, what's the difference between, oh, wait, Nazi, Gestapo, SS? Well, anyway, the whole point is you have to be willing to have the debate. Let's have the debate out loud. Everybody come to the table, respect one another, don't demonize, and above all, the golden rule exists. Treat others as you would like to be treated. I haven't always followed that, but I hope everyone else does, and I'm trying the best I can. Thanks for listening. Take it easy.